Hello everyone, it is a fresh week of meals. I just returned home from our trip to St. Louis, Illinois area, and I need a really quick dinner. We didn't have any meat thawed, so I popped some ground beef up in the defroster in the microwave, and I'm gonna chop up an onion and we're gonna make some really quick tacos. So let's get to work. We do happen to have extra cilantro and onions chopped up in the fridge from something that my husband did while I was gone, so that makes a really easy topping, and that's a lot of the work. While I was gone, I was also on a bit of a digital detox, if you will. I read the book Digital Minimalism for the second time, and it's very, very convicting if you haven't read it. I think it's by Cal Newport. I'll read it. What am I saying? I'll link it below. And anyway, I think that there are amazing things. Like, I'm a really big fan of YouTube. I think you can learn lots of stuff from YouTube, and I don't think that has no place in our lives, you know, but just the mindless scrolling and tapping and clicking and keeping up with hundreds of friends and whatnot on Facebook, it just, it's really nice to take a break from that. And I think that's something that I'm going to implement a little bit more permanently in my life. But anyway, cup just fell out of the dish drying rack. All that being said, my dad has a bunch of cookbooks, and so I had all this free time. I had only one kid to care for and no phone to scroll, and so I looked through all these cookbooks and got all these ideas of new things to cook, and I am so happy to be home because I just love being in my kitchen, and I love caring for the family, and just, this is my place to be, and I feel very refreshed and inspired. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if this...
What's that?
It's beef. It's almost thawed. I can probably work with it. I think I can make it work. I happen to have these in stock. I don't remember why I bought so many. I think they were 2 for $4. We don't normally buy stuff like this, but super grateful for it today. In goes the onion. This is turning into the ultimate convenience meal. I'm just gonna throw one of these garlic pucks in there. Normally you don't quite add your garlic at this step because your garlic will burn, but since it's frozen, I'm gonna give it some extra time to get in there and get going. Whoop. So my game plan here, I'm gonna get these cooked down a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my ground beef, and then once it's almost done, I'm gonna take a paper towel and just get some of the grease out, and then I'm gonna add this taco seasoning. This is a really great way to save money, and it allows us to make an organic taco seasoning that we can control the spices. If we really like something, we can add more of it. If we don't want it spicy, we could add less. I'll put our base recipe in the description box, and you can do with it what you will. Anyway, I have just enough for today's recipe, I think. And then I'm going to have to mix up some more, which is actually one of my favorite things to do in the kitchen. I like mixing bulk spices. Just drop the heat a little bit because my onions are getting a little too brown. It's fine though, it's tacos. You're not going to be able to tell. I am going to add the beef now. It is mostly thawed. We get this beef from a local farm, and we buy half a cow at a time, or half a beef, whatever you call it. And that comes with, I want to say, like 40 to 45 packs of ground, depending on what selections you decide you want or don't want. So this time we got a little more ground beef because we decided to grind the osso buco, the little circular thingies, and we also ground the short ribs. Most of that is broken up in nice small pieces now. Alright, this is the state of my kitchen table right now. We have a dinosaur egg that is going to take 2 weeks to hatch and a lot of markers. So what I think we're going to do, it is, whoop, hi there. It is gorgeous out here. It's about 70 degrees. I think we're going to eat out here. Also, we just got our green stalk started. This is my first year with a green stalk, so if you have one, let me know what you think of it. I would love to know what you've grown in the shorter pocket one. And then over here we have our scallion planter. This has released quite a bit of fat. It's not all the way cooked through. Now, growing up, I thought this was like tacos, and this was it, you know? I have since learned that these are like Americanized, like suburban American tacos, you know what I mean? They're quick and they get the job done. We'll make something fancier another night. All right, gonna season these up. I think I just heard my baby waking up. That's perfect timing though. Got most of the cooking done. I'm gonna turn this heat down because it's just too much. All right, I'm gonna start getting my taco bar out, laid out for everybody. I'm gonna do cheese here. Now I really love like a Taco Bell taco. You know what I mean? Not necessarily Taco Bell, but I really love the tomatoes and lettuce and sour cream. I think that's a great taco. But we don't have lettuce or sour cream, and we do have some other wonderful toppings. So I'm gonna shred some cheese in just a moment. I have a baby on my hip though. And we have this homemade salsa that we can add. Just a tomato-based salsa. We have this wild brine. We get this from Azure. I've also seen it at Costco in a huge container, and it does keep. It keeps really well. This is over a month old, and so far it's fine. I don't actually know what the expiration is on it, but maybe because it's fermented and whatnot, it just keeps for a really long time. So there's that. And then of course, cilantro. Oh, there's a spoon. My husband took it to a party, so we have cilantro and onions. Let's see if this is bad. Yeah, that looks okay still. This is homemade. Well, it's supposed to be homemade sour cream, but it's a little bit cream cheesy, so, but it's really good. Okay, I'm gonna make some kid plates. Cheese.
All they're gonna eat is a tortilla.
Probably. We serve our kids deconstructed tacos, and slowly they're getting a little more adventurous. They will pack their cheese in the tortilla, and sometimes they'll even eat the taco meat, but
They'll put sour cream in there too.
yeah, they will. They'll put sour cream in there. That's right.
Might have had a lawnmower and pieces out there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not load the blades. That's why I was.
All right,
going
let's
on
give
off.
them some of this. We'll see what they do with it. I don't know. I like putting stuff on their plates that they might not touch, but it's good exposure.
Are those onions in there first a little bit?
I think so. All right. Since this is so thick, I think I'm going to make some crema. Oop. Cool. This bowl is kind of small. Oop. All right, added just a little bit of water. I'll help you in just a second here. All right. There's our really quick dinner. On this night, I decided to make Philly cheesesteak, and I really wanted to try my hand at making my own hoagie rolls. I did not end up looking up a recipe. I just decided to use my dinner roll recipe, which is tried and true, and it's so good. I'll link it below. And instead, I was just going to shape them differently and see how it went. So here I have the dough kneading. It's a really quick, easy come-together dough. And then I just I had it rise on my stove in this bowl for, I think I did an hour for this one. Sometimes I vary the rise times depending on how warm it is. And then I just put it out on the counter and I cut it up. So this is normally where you would cut it into 12 rolls, but I decided to just do 6 longer pieces. And this was a little bit tricky. You'll see in a minute, I did try to roll them so that the creases were nice and tidy underneath. They actually came out great for the shape. So I guess this did work, but I did take a lot of time to make sure that there wasn't a big gap through the middle of the roll. And here they are. And so these just took a little bit of time to rise as well. And then I worked on everything else. So I got my egg wash prepared. And then I started chopping my onions for the Philly cheesesteak. I just do them in these dices like this. I'm sorry, not dices, slices. And then I set it aside and I got out our shaved steak. This is a luxury item. I think we get maybe 10 pounds of this, or 10 packages rather, whenever we get our half beef, and it's so good. I maybe could have used more for this meal, but we ration this because it's just so good and we don't get that much. So I chopped it up and just separated it so there wouldn't be any big chunks, and then I went back to my rolls to get them ready to go in the oven. I did end up putting sesame seeds on them. Our kids like sesame seeds now, which is amazing. We can put these on top of our rolls. And then I went and prepared the grill. We do have this nice griddle thing that goes in here. I know my grill is really dirty, but that is definitely a rubber ball that we let bounce. So I got my station ready, my salt, my pepper, and today I'm going to use some avocado oil since it has a higher smoke point. And then once my grill was hot, I added these onions. Now, I'm not really following a recipe. I always do the onions first because they take a lot longer to cook than the steak. And if you throw them all on here at once, your steak will just be so done by the time your onions are soft. And then when they're soft, I just push them to the top and I put the steak on here. Now, I just season with salt and pepper. I know a lot of recipes do more, but at the end I put on a garlic mayo that I think just really completes this. Now my husband did not add the garlic mayo and he said that he wished there was a little bit more seasoning. So maybe I will alter our recipe in the future just because I know that he likes to skip the mayo. And then what we do different, you're supposed to put provolone cheese on, and I do pepper jack. So I don't know if that's like a Philly cheesesteak sin, but that's what we did. And here are my buns. They came out great, but they're really soft and they come apart when you cut them open. So when I was trying to toast them, they really didn't hold up that well, and I think I'm going to have to find a different recipe next time. My husband said also it tasted great, but he wished that there was more crunch to it. So if anybody has a great hoagie roll recipe, share it below. I don't know how you get that crispy finish on it. And then there's my garlic mayo that just really makes this meal amazing. And finished sandwich. So this is definitely a summertime favorite for us, and I hope I can make this a few more times. Hey everyone, tonight we're going to do a super simple shrimp scampi dinner. The original recipe wants you to put everything in 2 separate pots. So you do your pasta in one pot and then you prepare your shrimp and the sauce in another, but I'm just going to do it all in one pot. I'm going to strain the pasta and then cook the shrimp in there and make the sauce because the shrimp cooks really fast, so it's not like the pasta is going to get super cold in the meantime. Also, we don't have spaghetti, so I'm going to use what we have on hand. So back here I have my pot of water going, and then I need to season the shrimp and get cooking. All right, these are the wild red, I think, Argentinian shrimp from Costco. I used to think that they were really high quality, and then I read something recently that said otherwise, so I don't know. If you have shrimp knowledge, let me know. Let me know what you do for shrimp, because I don't know what else where to go from here. My water is boiling, so I am going to add these. I thought these looked fun. I think I would definitely prefer this with spaghetti, but when I did my big Costco haul a couple months back, I shared that I could not find the Costco spaghetti. It seems like it comes and goes. So we stocked up on this pack, and if I ever see the Costco spaghetti again, I'm gonna get a bunch. My pasta is finished, and now I'm going to drop these in here. Wow, I'm going to lower this way down. No, I lost one. Okay. As soon as they're really close to the end, I'm going to throw my garlic in. Actually, I'm going to throw my garlic in now because it's... I popped it in the microwave. These are the pucks. I might wait. They actually are pretty soft. I don't want them to burn. This is some reserved pasta water in case I need it later. And then fresh parsley. I actually didn't realize we had fresh parsley. I was just going to use dried, even though it's not great. And then I found this in the fridge. So what a gift. Okay, I'm going to add this garlic in here. Should be done in just about a minute. Smells so good already. This is such an easy summertime meal. These are nice and cooked. I'm going to take them out and I'm going to make the sauce in here. Aren't they beautiful? Alright, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter, 1/3 cup of dry wine, and I need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm going to go 4 times. I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, make sure that butter gets all melted, and then I will add my shrimp and my pasta back in, and I will add this if needed to thin it out. All right, I am going to add just a dash of pasta water, I have decided, because I have a pound of pasta and the recipe is written for 12 ounces. But I just didn't feel like using a weird portion of the bag, you know? Sometimes you just got to use the whole bag.
Love you.
All right, now I'm going to add back the shrimp and its juices. This would also be a good time to add your parsley, but we are serving some kiddos that don't particularly like parsley, so we will we'll just put that on our bowls and they can have it on the side and add it if they want. We also top ours with Parmesan. It says to serve it with lemon wedges, but we're not that fancy. I'm going to test this real quick. I've been making a lot of my summertime favorites and I've just been remembering how I make them, so it's been so long. Yep, it's good. Okay, so for the kids, we'll just do it like this, and they can do what they want with that.
Love the icebergs today.
And then here are the adult bowls.
Can I have some ice, Dad?
And last but not least, I decided to make burgers on this night. I was planning to make something else, maybe a lasagna, because we really need to start filling our fridge again. We don't really have many leftovers right now, just since I was out of town, and we just haven't built any up. But time got away from me, and we still have a ton of buns in the freezer that we made the other day in that video where we tested all of the different bun recipes. So I pulled those out. I chopped up some potatoes to make some quick oven fries, and this was a good dinner. I did decide for the adults to season our fries with Cajun seasoning, and that was really good. I've never done that before. We didn't have Old Bay, and that's what I really wanted, but we had this Cajun seasoning, and it was good, just a little bit spicy. So I need to pick up some Old Bay because we really like it. And then we put onions on the top. These were caramelized onions, and it's so good like that. And that was dinner. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you on Friday with air fryer chimichangas.